We're going to edit this template. This one's going to need to look different because we've got certain things like the sidewalk, some of the grading, the utility buffer. Those are going to come out. Now, I could have added a template already built, but what do you do if this is really close and you need to build one? Well, it's probably easier just to take these few pieces off, save it back in the library, and say that's my new one. So we're kind of doing it a little backwards, but I think for the purposes here, it works quite well. So we're going to come in, and what we're going to do is I want you to, if you're still in your Create Template Drop, let's go ahead, and we're going to go up and select our Element Selection tool. Notice at the very top, that big black arrow in the upper left on the ribbon. And when we do that, I want you to kind of come down. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm picking. So I'm hovering. Notice I'm hovering here on the left, kind of southmost side here of that driveway. And I'm going to select that handle. Now, when you pick it, I want you to pay close attention to the limits. Notice it's representing the limits within the driveway range. So I can see stationing at the start and stationing at the end for that. If you did not grab that one, just pick again. There's two right in the same spot, right? The previous template and the template that's now continuing here through the drive. Now, when we do this, again, like everything else, we can hover our mouse on it. Previously, we went to Quick Properties. We were looking at some settings. Now, we actually want to run a command. And the next command we're going to run is the second command in that menu. So I've selected that template drop, hovered on that template drop, and I'm accessing a roadway section with what looks like a wrench. And so we're going to go ahead and select that icon. It will bring up the template editor. Now, this environment is actually editing the model in the DGN. It has nothing to do with the library outside. The minute you place a template in the DGN, it's embedded in the DGN. That's why when you give it to your client, they don't need all your CAD standards. I mean, obviously the DOTs are the CAD standards, right? But they could literally not have any standard. You give them this file, and all of that would be there. It's embedded in it. That's what BIM files are about, right? We don't have the old days of where, where's your resource files or your font resources aren't there. It doesn't look right. None of that. When you're dealing with BIM data, it's all in the box. It's all in one, in the DGN. And so this is actually being edited within the DGN. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean up on the right side. I'm going to use my mouse wheel on the right side of this roadway, and we're looking at where the curb and gutter is. And I'm just going to zoom in here. I can see the curb and gutter. I can see that utility strip. I can see my sidewalk, and then I can subsequently see the grading as it takes off from there. And we're going to delete some of these pieces. We're going to remove them. Now, we're going to remove those parts. And I want you to pay close attention to this. I'm going to right-click on the screen, and I get a flyout. Now on this flyout, it's about 4 line items down. It's called Delete Components. We're going to come down and select Delete Components. When we do this, before you do any other mouse click, I want you to look in the bottom left. There are commands. DB means data button. That's your left mouse button. It says click and drag over the component. So if I use my left mouse button and I click, holding it down and drag, I'm going to actually be kind of chopping. You're going to see I'm going to kind of be a bit surgical here with this. It's kind of cool. You can get really intricate with that little thing. There's also RST, that's reset. That's going to be your right mouse button. That just cancels. So like, oh, I didn't really mean to pick that command. We are going to left mouse button click. Now, I'm going to do it on the screen first, just to show you kind of what you're going to get. So down here, you can see my mouse. I'm going to left click, and just watch as I move my mouse around holding the left click. There's like a little white streaming line. Now, what you want to do is you want that to slice through objects you want to go away. So if I hold my mouse and I just kind of meander through these couple of things, notice I put it through the buffer, the sidewalk, and that grating. When I let go, it's gone. That's how you delete your components.